Hey guys, welcome to the Childcare Directorship Podcast. I'm your host, Erica Saccoccio, and today we have found Stacey B at the Born to Teach Conference. If you don't know, sorry you're not here with us today. You missed out, but that's okay. We're going to still spill the tea for you. So, Stacey, you work with teachers all over the country.
I do.
Tell us, as most of the folks who listen to our show are admins.
Right.
And they need to hear some of the things you got to say
Right.
today. So tell folks a little bit about what's the vibe. What are you hearing from teachers?
Okay, so as she say, I'm Coach Stacey B. Where am I looking? As she said, I'm Coach Stacey B. I am here at Born to Teach. I have a platform for teachers. I did 2 lovely sessions for teachers. So let me just tell you a little bit of the background. I have been coaching for a while. I'm actually a coach for Childcare Millionaires Association. I get sought after to come in and coach owners and leaders and teachers. I'm the vice president of the Childcare Association of Louisiana. And what happened is, I always do a session called If My Director Only Knew. It's a teacher roundtable. It's a room full of teachers, and the first thing we open with was If My Director Only Knew. Baby, when I tell you the answers, it makes you gag at times. So some of the answers I get, and we hear this at each session, it never changed. Sometimes I go to lunch and cry in my car. I don't feel supported. I don't feel valued. The children are too much. I want to quit. I don't think this industry is for me any longer. And hearing that time and time again made me feel like once you know better, you do better, right? Once something is brought to your attention, you got to act on it, right? And so I felt like that was the Lord put me in position to build a platform for teachers. Now, there are so many ECE events, and typically they're for the owners and the directors and the leaders and the top of the chain, right? And so I felt like we needed something specifically for teachers. You know, I have my podcast, Childcare Teacher Chronicles, all things childcare. I have my retreat, Childcare Teacher Reset Retreat. We want to build a safe space for teachers. When we have these classes and these trainings, they pour out so much. But I didn't want them to leave just pouring out. I wanted to refill them with actionable things that help them be better people, which in turn makes them better teachers, husbands, wives, mothers, whatever it is.
Yeah. And this is the perfect platform for you because when we talk to leaders all the time, we talk about this very thing. I'm an on-site owner and I talk a lot about investing in your people and growing your people. Like today, I have my directors here. I didn't just come here and be like, oh, I'm the CEO, I'm going to get all this. No. I poured into them too. And, I think it is important. And if you're a good director, you wouldn't be so surprised because you would know those things already about your people. But you got to be there and you got to be invested. You got to ask those questions, right? I know so much about my staff, probably more than I should, but I'm very motherly. So
I get that vibe from you.
Yeah, I am very motherly. It's hard. It's hard to be a teacher, right? When you got kids who don't listen, or the parents who, no matter what you do, it's never enough. Sometimes you can't feel unappreciated, And I think for the admins too, sometimes and a lot of times, it's a teacher who did a great job who got moved up, right? Nobody gave him the training and the skill. You was a good teacher, so we're going to make you promote you to director, right? So there's a lot of that too.
And that gives them the title, but that doesn't outfit them for the role.
Yeah, and those of you who run centers, and you were a teacher, and now you're the owner, don't forget all the things that happened to you along the way. Because I remember when I first started the center, other teachers were mean. They were so mean, cliquey, right? They've been together a long time, right? There's a lot of things that you staff go through. That ain't even there's so much. There's so much.
So that reminds me of the session I just did here at Born to Teach. One of them was One Band, One Sound. And it's talking about teamwork and collaboration. It's talking about being the leader. It's talking about the human jukebox. A band only sounds well when everybody know they role, play the right chord, and is on one accord, right? And so we have to make sure that those teachers are leaving with that. When we talk about you, it's funny you say that you have your management team here, right? You sent them. I have mine as well. And one of the things that I teach the teachers do, because we don't have to do anything for our teachers. We want to invest in them. We want to pour in them. So as much as I have this platform to help build these teachers up, I also give them a strong gut punch on accountability and responsibility.
Well, they're responsible for their own growth too. You're going to invest in yourself.
Even my staff, for my retreat, my Childcare Teacher Reset Retreat, they got to pay for their own tickets, right? And I only make them do so because I want to see if they care just as much as I care. Now, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to feed them well. I'm going to cover their rooms. I may even refund them some of that money to have spending money while they're there. Just the fact that they were fine paying for their own tickets lets me know they're serious.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be a big thing. Like I tell teachers, if you decide you want to do something and go somewhere, ask your director, can you hold $50 out my next 4 checks? Can you hold $25 out my next 7 checks until this is paid? And when it's done, let me know. And that's the money I'm going to use to invest in myself.
Yeah. And I love that, because when you invest in yourself, that goes with you. That
It
don't
means
belong
more.
to your center.
That's right.
That don't belong to your center. When you go and say, all right, this ain't the center for me, I want to move up, they don't have the opportunity.
That's right.
When you go to that next job and you say, here's my 200 hours of PD, here's my CDA, here's my XYZ, now you're a strong candidate.
Okay, yep.
You're a strong candidate.
But also it means more to you. Like I said about my teachers paying for their own retreat.
Yes.
So and you notice a lot of owners aren't paying for their staff to do these events and conventions. I love the number of groups I see owners have paid for here. Even with my retreat, we're coming out of that place of trauma. So a little while back, a few years back, we invested so much in teachers and sending them here and paying for this and giving them that in bonuses. And then we kind of feel like the majority of them kicked us in our you know what, right? So now owners are dealing with that trauma. You know, they feel burnt, they feel played, they feel hurt, right? And so that gives us the opportunity to start back building capacity in our teachers. But that's also giving the teachers the opportunity to step out on their own. I shouldn't have to send you to your professional development. If you are serious about this industry, if you are serious about being a difference maker, you go get your own.
Yeah. I shut down my whole school to send my whole team to our conference that we just had. Yeah, it was like, no, I'm sorry, parents, you have to figure something else, because these teachers need to be able to grow and feel good about what they're doing.
I started probably about 6 years ago now. Every third Friday of the month, we're closed for professional development.
Nice.
Every third Friday of every month, my center is closed for professional development. And I got the idea because this was at the time when my teachers were bringing lesson plans home, washing clothes at home, doing their cutouts at home, and everything at home, right? But I started noticing every Friday my center was full of school-age children. And I'm like, not every Friday, a lot of Fridays out the month. And so I realized it's because the schools were closed for professional development. But you all want us to be on the court with teachers. You want us to do observations and documentations and checkpoints and really hone these children in to get for the next level. Well, I need to start treating my teachers like they treat the school teachers. So we first started closing a half a day every third Friday at 12 noon. And after about a year or two, I realized give them the whole day. My parents know it's a professional development. It's on every calendar, so they know that it's coming. And when I tell you, I got no pushback from the parents.
I'm sure.
But what I got was more appreciation and longevity from my teachers. They felt like and even if I decide that we do nothing on that day, that's their mental health day. Even if I decide that, my teachers appreciate that. They need that. That feeds them.
I think parents probably appreciate that too, because they know that those teachers are not at their max stress level and yelling at those babies all day, you know, and that they're professionals. And they,
And it's about how you package it and communicate it. So, like when I bring this to owners and they encourage that, and they're like, "Oh, my parents will have a heart attack. They won't go for that." First of all, you set the rules of your center. This is your establishment. Second of all, you have to choose your teachers, because without them, your center won't run, right? And third of all, when you have a parent who pushes back on that, I'm sorry, but it is important that our teachers get the development and training and mental release that they need so that they can be an optimum performance for your children. Word everything, I like that. Word everything around about making it for the children, about being better for themselves, for the children. What parent is going to argue with that?
Nobody.
Right? Come on.
So we do that too. So we have like a community calendar that goes out in January, and right on that calendar it said close these 2 days.
Sorry, circular too.
But it was still recording. So what does it got? Like a 5-minute?
It should still be on.
No.